Pam Strang were married for decades, and Pam would never let her husband get a motorcycle, even though he really, really wanted one, because she thought that it was very unsafe and that he would probably crash. Well, one day she finally gave in and allowed her husband Barry to get a Harley Davidson. So he purchased the motorcycle. She refused to go on it. She drove separately. And after he purchased it, she said, I'm going to go to an antique store, a furniture store, and then we'll meet up later at a casino. He drove the motorcycle for 3 miles and he crashed. And he unfortunately lost his life in that accident. And Pam was sitting in traffic and she just knew. She knew that the traffic was because her husband had crashed, and she sat in there in that traffic for 45 minutes and then finally got to her husband and found that he was dead.
God, of course, just a tragic story, incredibly sad. But it gets into an issue of lifestyle choices, and everybody's dealt with this with their girlfriends, their wives, boyfriends, husbands, etc. And, you know, hey, you know, you got a family, and you got to be careful now, you got to be safe. Now, for example, I've done it to my wife, okay? She likes skydiving. She used to go skydiving earlier.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, you know, we got 2 kids, maybe we put just the skydiving aside, okay? Because here's my thought on skydiving. Things go wrong in everything, right? There's always, like, there's a gardening accident, there's a, you know, you name it, there's a pool accident. Because if you do something 100 times, one time something will go wrong, even if you're trying to be super careful. And if something goes slightly wrong in a skydiving accident, you die, right? If something goes wrong in a gardening accident, you cut your finger, you'll be all right. You put a Band-Aid on it. So I totally see where the wife is coming from here. And obviously with the results, she had to be thinking, I knew it. But on the other hand, you could also think, hey, listen, if he'd been driving the bike all along, instead of, you know, when he was older, maybe he would have been more used to it. Well, and look, that accident was could have been a fluke thing on that particular day. So, and he didn't get to drive ride the motorcycle that he'd wanted to his whole life.
Yeah.
And you feel bad for him in that way.
After he got the motorcycle, he went on his Facebook page and he updated it. It said, 44 years, finally got one, with a happy face.
What do you think, Jesus? I mean, look,
so sad.
you have a motorcycle, right?
Don't ride it anymore.
No, but that's interesting. Like, I don't know which way it goes. Does it make you want to ride it more or less?
I think I hit a point where I wasn't as reckless, I guess. When I matured, obviously when you're younger, you have a motorcycle, you could do some dumb things.
Hey,
but now it's a...
The other day you popped a wheelie.
I know.
Yeah.
But I was really careful.
I was really careful with the wheelie.
No, but I think you're right as far as, like, maybe when he was younger, maybe he would have started on a smaller bike, probably not such a big bike, and probably gained more experience, and then eventually you get your Harley. I don't know, different mentality.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you're overly careful, that could be very dangerous for you. You know, if you're too stiff.
That's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm torn on this story in 100 different ways, because on the one hand, you feel so bad for the wife. She's got to be thinking, I knew it, right? I shouldn't have let him do that.
Yeah.
Why did I let him do that?
She was quoted as the following. She says, it was something he wanted his whole life. It's like my son said, Dad went out with the biggest smile on his face. So, I mean, I'm sure internally she had those negative thoughts and she's trying to stay positive. But I don't know. I would probably ban my husband from riding on a motorcycle. I got to keep it real.
Wow.
I would tell him, I don't think it's safe. I don't want you to do it.
I can't make up my mind, because I actually think, like, for me, there's so many things that I'm not at all afraid of, right? You know, like I've said many times, when I was younger, I got used to getting into fights. I liked it. I liked tasting blood in my mouth. I mean, I'm a weird dude. I'm a barbarian, right? But a motorcycle, I'm like, you crazy, man? If I fall, I'm gonna rip my whole body up. And me, I'm a spaz. I'm very likely to fall.
I rode on the back of John's scooter once, and I was scared for my life.
Right.
Yeah, like it was insane. Like you
remember.
you don't feel safe at all. So I can't imagine my husband.
So that's our perspective, right? And so I feel like I want to tell people I know and love, like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. On the other hand, you gotta let them live, and if they love that, you know, set them free. And so it's impossible to know what the right answer is, and everybody's got to make that call for themselves. It's obviously tragic how this wound up.
Yeah.
And you just can't second guess yourself. You just got to live life the best you can and hope for the best.